If you want to learn what is the quickest way to perform ISO 27001 training and awareness for a SaaS or other tech company, then this video is for you. So I'll show you how to fulfill these requirements for training and awareness when your company goes for the certification, but I'll also show you how to address this problem that your employees do not have enough time for this kind of training and awareness, and also how to address this issue that some of your employees are working remotely. I'll also show you how to overcome this problem of a lack of knowledge for the people that are implementing the standards in your company, and also how you can actually reduce the chances of some cybersecurity incidents by attending this cybersecurity awareness training. And I'll show you how you can achieve all of these things using an online training platform. So after you watch this video, you'll have a clear idea on how to comply with these training and awareness requirements when you go for certification, and that you can do this with the minimum amount of time and effort. Let's say that you are in a following situation, that you are a project manager for ISO 27001 implementation, and that your company goes for the certification because one of your main clients requires that you do so. Let's say also that some or most of your employees are working remotely and that they don't have enough time to go for some training or awareness programs. On top of that, let's say that most of your employees think that your security is already on a very good level, so that no further training is really needed. However, training and awareness is required for ISO 27001 certification, and most people that run this kind of a project, they know that even though they did distribute these security policies and procedures to your employees, these employees are still not paying too much attention to these kind of documents. And on top of this, project teams usually have problems with more complicated steps that are related specifically to ISO 27001 risk management, ISO 27001 internal audit management review, and so on. The question is how to resolve this situation and how to avoid the problems at the certification audit. And one option is to use an online training platform. Let me now show you how you can do it. Okay, this is how this training platform called the Company Training Academy looks like once you log in. And this whole platform is built around this concept of micro-learning. And this micro-learning means that the videos that are displayed to your employees are short, so let's say 5, maximum of 10 minutes, and that this training platform sends these videos to your employees, let's say once a week, so not too often. So basically this is how this problem of having not enough time is resolved, by sending these videos not too often, and therefore that people don't have a feeling that they are losing too much of their valuable time. And this is also how we resolve this problem of remote employees, because of course they can access this platform from wherever they are. Now let's see how this looks like in practice. So let's say I go here for this lessons library, and here you can see that there are more than 300 different lessons. All of them are in video format. Let's say that I want to see how this password lesson looks like. And here you can see that it covers this 27001 control, but also needs to article 21. And when I click preview, then you will see that this concrete video is 5 minutes long. Now, I'll show you in a minute how you can actually schedule the sequence of sending these videos to your employees. But I also wanted to mention here that this topic of passwords is explained in a very simple way so that anyone can understand what is being said here, even though that if they are not working in IT department. Okay, let me also show you how you can filter these lessons. So you can see there are several filters here, and one of the filters here is for languages. So there are several languages already available, and we are adding more. So let's say that I want to see only the French lessons, and there you go, you see only these lessons in French. So basically this is how you resolve the problem of employees who don't really speak English very well. Okay, let me now show you some other things that you can filter out here. So let's say that you want to see specific videos for 27001 for senior management, and then you will see that these are specific topics that you want to show to your executives around 27001. As you can see, there are not many of them, but they are the most relevant for these type of people if you want to teach them about 27001. You can do the same thing for, let's say, mid-level management, especially if they're struggling with topics like statement of applicability or information security objectives, these kind of things. So as you can see, there are more topics here that are relevant for this mid-level management. And this is actually the way for you to create these role-specific trainings where you define only the videos that are relevant only for a particular job title or a role in the company. Now, I was showing you now only the lessons library, but let me show you now how to actually create a training program for your employees. So I click here, create a new training, and then this wizard starts. And first I have to select the framework. So let's say that I want to create a general cybersecurity awareness program for your non-IT employees. So I click here, I click General Cybersecurity, and then the system already suggests you several training programs with the videos that are specifically made for a specific target group in your company. So I'll go for this security awareness training for all other employees. You also see available languages, and then you click continue, and then you can define which country you want to go for, which language, and click continue, and then you will see all the lessons that are included here. So as you will see, there are no ISO 27001 lessons here, only general cybersecurity, which is exactly what is needed for, let's say, non-IT employees. So like remote work, mind of a hacker, privacy, passwords, secure handling of social media, protecting paperwork, basic cybersecurity, hygiene, and so on. Of course, for any of these, you can take a look at the preview of this video. So again, this one is 447. And if you don't like any of these videos, you can simply remove them. Or if you want to change the sequence on how these will be displayed to employees, then you can simply drag and drop and change this order here. When I click continue, then you define actually how often you want these videos to be displayed. So let's say that I want one lesson per week and that I want this to be displayed on Wednesday, and you define the start over program. Let's say that you want to repeat it every 2 years so that they don't forget about this, and then click continue, and then you enter email addresses of your employees that need to be part of this training program. Of course, you can enter as many email addresses as you want, and then click continue, and then the system asks you, okay, what do you want to display? So do you want to display only the videos, or videos and quizzes, or videos and quizzes and test questions? And basically test questions is how you measure actually if these employees have understood what they have seen. So then you simply activate the program, and then what will happen is that this platform will start sending email notifications to these employees in the sequence and in the timing that you have defined previously. And with this kind of a program, you actually resolve a couple of problems. So the first thing is that once your employees start watching these videos, is that they will understand that the security in their company depends also on how they behave, and that if they do something that they shouldn't, then this will actually jeopardize security of their own company, so that actually this company level security depends directly on their activities. And of course, if they go through these videos, they will now start appreciating more why they have to learn about this security. The second thing is that once employees start going through these videos, then they will start understanding why did you really publish all of those security policies and procedures, and why these kind of rules are necessary, and how is this really connected to them. Now, once all of these employees start going through these videos, then this training platform will record all of these activities, and then this is actually a formal evidence that you complied with the 27001 requirements. So when you go for this user management and reporting, you will see here, of course, all the users that you have in your system and exactly what they have been going through and what is their success. And you can see this on the individual level, and you can also go for these training reports where you actually see all the students, all the lessons, all the training program success. And of course, you can also download these reports in a PDF format together with your logo. Okay, hope this was helpful, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to use this kind of an online platform for ISO 27001 training and awareness, and I'll make sure to answer those questions as soon as I can. And to access this company training academy that I was showing you, click the link in the description below, and you'll be able to open a free trial for 14 days where you can open up any number of training programs and include a couple of your employees just to test how the whole system works. See also my next video that explains in more detail how Company Training Academy works, and you'll see the link below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss any of my new videos, and I publish videos about cybersecurity, governance and compliance every week. Thanks for watching!